Hey everybody, I wanted to do a walkthrough of setting this up. Um, so I've outlined all the steps above, but if you're like me, I'm a visual learner and I'd much rather follow a video. So here's a video of me creating the PR system from beginning to end on the Rock demo site. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do, let me pull up this as a guide to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Alright, so here's the page. Step 1, create an attribute matrix called PR items. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to go to general settings, attribute matrix template, and we'll say PR items. So make sure it's PR items, just like that, so it works with the workflow. PR items. Alright, and active, so we're going to add a new thing. Account number, account integer. So you're going to say account number. The key is account number. This is an integer. Save. Next. Campus, campus, campus. Any How I Met Your Mother fans out there? Boats, boats, boats. Alright, campus, campus, campus. Save. Oops. Shouldn't have cycled through all that. Alright, description. Make sure it'll default to description 1. See, I told you, description 1. Text, so that's good. Save, plus quantity, quantity, integer, quantity. Key is quantity. This is an integer. Definitely make it an integer because that's how it works with the math. Price each currency. Key is right. Currency. Line total. Just noticed a typo. This is currency. And save. Alright, I need to fix that little typo there. Alright, so step 2, decide where you want receipt images to go. Alright, so let me save this attribute matrix. Okay, so if you watched the above video that introduces what I'm creating, I highly recommend that you don't do what I'm about to do. We're going to upload images for receipts, and in order to do so, I highly recommend you use like an external storage provider such as Cloudinary or Google or AWS, or there's lots of them out there. But just for the purpose of this walkthrough, and I don't want to install plugins and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're going to go to general settings, and you will go to file types. Add a new file type called PR receipts. Spell receipts right. E before I, except for the rule that I don't know. Okay, storage type. So this is where I'm saying, like, you don't store this to your database or your file system because it's going to bloat your system, right? Instead, if you had Cloudinary or AWS, you'd be able to pick one of those. But for this purpose, I'll just pick file system. You could, I don't know if you can create a path here or not. If you can, you might want to create its own path, like PR receipts or something, right? But I don't know if you can do that here or if you have to go do it in the file structure, so I'm not going to do that for right now. Cacheability, all this stuff is new since I did this, so I'll let you deal with that. Format, I just left undefined, 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 width and height, all that undefined. Okay, so now we have a file type called PR receipts. All right, step 3, import the workflow. Let me save this or pause this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So import the workflow. So you're going to download the workflow that will be linked right here. And you're going to come over here to Power Tools, Workflow Import Export. Choose the file. There's the file. Open. Pick whatever category you want. We had a finances category, but I'll just put it under samples for this. Hit import. Alright, so now you have a workflow created for this PR system. So we'll go to General Settings, Workflow Configuration, Samples, Digital PR. Of course, you can rename this to whatever you want. So you'll look at the recipe and you'll see step 4, explore the workflow to see what it does and how it works and to make changes accordingly. So one thing you need to change is the items purchased attribute. So if we come in here and hit edit, go to attributes, find items purchased, edit it. Matrix PR items. Save. Okay. Next, pick who PRs are submitted to in your organization and set that person in the workflow. So we're going to come over here and say finance worker. Pick who the person should be. We'll say Ted Decker. And save. Decide if you want the list of credit cards in your organization to be a defined type, or you just want a text field where they enter the credit card each time. So let me explain that. When you go to the form, by default, it is set up as credit card is the attribute, but there's this last 4 of CC, right? So if you want them to just be able to put in a number, you can make this visible and editable and hide these. So you would uncheck all 4 of these if you want that to be the case. Okay. Or if you want to use a defined type, then you'll have to go create that defined type. Okay. So for the fun of it, let's turn off this one and we'll go create that defined type in a minute. Okay, so let's save this. Oh, I just remembered a step as well that I had forgotten. If you go to the General Settings, go back to File Types, go to that PR Receipts, View and Edit. I believe well, we'll test that in a minute. I'll come back to that. Sorry. So If you want to do a define type, go to General Settings, Define Types, create a new define type, call it credit cards, give it a description. Your future self will thank you. Give it a category, maybe financial, maybe not. We'll say financial. I don't know if that's going to block stuff from happening. Alright, and then we'll say last four of my credit cards, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have another credit card that is 1, 3, 4, 5. And we have another one that is 5, 5, 6. Let's not do 3 6s. That'd be bad. Okay, so you get the idea. Add all of your credit cards here. Okay. If you wanted to, you could put the person's name too. So you could be like 4250 Tim Lemons. All right, and that way my name is on there as well. So you get the idea. Now you can come back over here, edit. Go to attributes, credit card, defined value. Find the credit card, not credit card type, but credit card. You'd probably want to enhance it for long lists. Save. And also, just because I want to show the demo purposes, I'm going to change this finance worker to Alicia admin so that I can show you what that looks like. Alright, save. Save. Just thought of another step. These receipts need to be PR receipts. So do that for each one of these. Be right back after I do that. Okay, I changed all those, so I'm going to come back over here and hit save. And now, if I run the workflow, I should be able to say, fill this out. So now you can see if I pick a credit card, I have all these to pick from. Here are my special instructions. We'll say description of line item 1, 25 bucks, 25 bucks. Description of line item 2, 5 bucks, 15 total for the line. And we'll do one more. 5, 5, 25, quick mouse. Alright, so we got there you go. Now, the cool thing is this is going to add all these up for you, right? Each line total, it's going to add it up for you, so you don't have to do that. Receipt upload, so let me just pick something here. And give me 1 sec. Alright, found a receipt, so I'll hit open. And this is going to be under the $500 mark, so I'm going to hit submit, and it's going to go through, and that's it. So now, I hate when I do that. Anybody else? If I go here, there's the workflow. The workflow is completed. I can go and look and see all the details. Here's a link to the receipt. I can see that it was approved, it was emailed to the finance worker, it was also emailed to the submitter, and then it activated the complete workflow. Alright, so that should be it. I guess just a quick other housekeeping things is you can set your own max value for approval needed. So set approver if PR total was greater. So you can change this to whatever value you want. So if you need anything over 250, so you'd say 249, and I would recommend changing this as well so you can see that. So you can change your amounts there, you can change your heading information here. So that's how that works. If you need to change that value, I'm gonna hit cancel so I don't have to do that. I do want to check one quick thing here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the thing I wanted to check is I wanted to impersonate Ted Decker because he is a staff worker and not a ROC admin. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I can't remember if the security on this file type needs view access or edit access. So test it on your own server with a staff member and see if they can upload a photo. If they can't, then you need to add staff workers to this. Give them access to edit. Okay? Alright, so that was a really rushed, quick walkthrough, but that is the basics. You can add, of course, whatever line item things you want to add. You can go from here. One thing I'm working on doing is using the PDF plugin to actually email a PDF of this work of the PR. Maybe eventually I'll get around to uploading this recipe to include that. Alright, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know how it works, and if you make it better, let me know so I can implement it. Alright, see you guys. Bye-bye.